so most everybody got to test? Okay, good. All right, so let's find out who is the most psychic in the class first. All right, so I'll start high and work low until we find who's got the highest. So anybody gets 16 or higher? Hush falls over the ground. Okay, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 11. Okay, wow, pretty good. So 11 out of 25, high score. So did you know you were kind of psychic beforehand, or a little bit? Okay. Did you do anything special today before you came to class? Lucky Charms for breakfast, or nothing like that? Okay. Okay. So nothing special that you want to share with us at the very least. Keep it to yourself. I get it. All right. How many of you? Did anybody get 0? Oh, you don't want to admit it? Okay, that's fine. How many of you got 5 or less? Like a whole bunch of you, okay? So 5 or less, why is 5 or less sort of a low benchmark? I mean, if you have 5 or less, I'm sorry to tell you, you are not psychic. I don't even mean, but don't go out buying like scratchers or gambling or nothing this weekend, you know what I mean? It's not gonna help you. Why is 5 the benchmark? Why 5 or less is that the one that is sort of the difference maker? What's that? Right, there's 5 of each shape, right? So, but why is 5 like the minimum? How could you at least get 5 every time? Right, if you just go circle, 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 all the way down, you'll get at least 5, right? So if you got 5 or less and you didn't do that, like, I don't know, you made a bad choice, right? So I started with 16 because that's the highest I've tested basically every student I've had. Why 16 is the highest I've ever had, right? That's really not that high, but still 16. First of all, do you think, is this a good test of psychic phenomenon? You're like, no, how did you get? Oh, you didn't take it, okay. Just watching, you're like, yeah, no, this isn't psychic stuff. So, most of you are like, I got 5 or less, it's a terrible score, boo. What? How about you? What do you think? Psychic? That's a pretty good test, all right, see, it's the CIA's test, come on now. So I've only gotten 16 as the highest, right? I've tested a lot of students. 16 is the highest I've ever gotten. So, think about this. Isn't it possible that somebody could have gotten 25 out of 25? So, but nobody ever has. So first of all, there's my question about cheaters. It's the only time I'm going to be like, so cheaters, tell me. So cheaters, how could you cheat this test? Yeah?
Just look at the cards.
Yeah, I know some of them are printed on thin paper. You're like, circle, square, right? At some point, I think the person testing would be like, hey, right, cheater, right? So it's possible. Nobody's done it yet. What other ways could you cheat this test? Pay the tester, right? Just straight up. That is actually a good way if you know about how the International Olympic Committee has worked. Hey, right? So, yeah, there might be a way, but so you brought your $25 from Monday and you're like, hey. So that might be possible, okay? All right, how else could you cheat? Card counting, okay. I basically chose 5 of each. I didn't count in a direct way, but I tried to minimize the number of outliers it would be. I only got 8, right? So even then you wouldn't get a perfect score though, right? Even if you're card counting and you saw what was laid up, you still wouldn't get a perfect score though. It would just increase your odds. Right? How else could you cheat?
I would say being the one to organize the cards. Give it.
Okay, they just don't shuffle it. It's sort of a testing error. They're just like, oh, just counting back from the one you just did, okay?
Look for reflections and stuff.
Look for reflections like in their glasses and stuff, something like that. Okay, but that might be possible, but I tend to think, unless you probably don't know each other well, so at some point if you're staring into the person's glasses, they're gonna be like, okay, creeper, stop looking at me like that, right? So maybe, yeah. Right, so sort of count how many you got right. You can increase your odds, but I'm talking about getting a perfect score. 25, that level of cheating. If you're gonna cheat, go all in, right? So how can you get 25 out of 25? Any other ideas? Yeah.
Using the compass to get to know someone, and they could be behind the person, kind of showing you a
Circle, this this one's going to be square. And you're just throwing signs underneath, and they're like, I don't even know what's happening right now. Like, what the, right? Right, so that's a good one. Nobody's ever done that, and so I've told you, I test all my students, right? So don't be going telling other people in other classes about this and going cheaters. But that would be possible, okay? So that's that part, the methodology part, right? But think about this part. So let's say that somebody actually did get 25 out of 25, right? And they were in your group. What would we want to do next? What's that? Test them again, yeah, right. In my last semester, my last class, somebody said, hang them high. And I was like, whoa, no, this is not the witch burning, right? Test them again is the correct answer, yes. So let's say we test them again, and we watch, make sure they're not cheating, throwing signs or whatever. We watch them real closely, and they get 25 out of 25 again. The probabilities of that are incredibly low, right? So wouldn't that prove they're psychic? You guys are still like, no. How many times would you have to test them before you were like, yep, definitely psychics here? Right? And this is the CIA's test, so they want, I mean, all of you got really low scores, so I'm not going to be making any calls to be like, I think we got us one. Right? But at some point, there's a real threshold of proof, right? The probabilities are incredibly low, but just by, I mean, it's at least possible that somebody could get all 25 out of 25 right, correct? But the probabilities are low. But let me ask you this. If I test every single one of my students until I'm a very, very old and gray professor, is it at least, it's possible I might get somebody who's a psychic. It's at least, it might even become probable if I test enough people, right? But think about the emotional, sort of a human thing here. What would it feel like if you were testing the person who got them all right? Just randomly, like just say randomly, that person would just like guess them all, and you're testing them and you're just like, I think around about 21 or 22, you would get real creeped out, right? You just feel like, I don't even know what is happening right now, right? I think after that, you'd probably be like, I don't believe in psychics, but are they reading my mind, right? La 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 la, right? Or you might be like, I do not want to sit by that. You know, it's nothing against you. I just don't want to sit by you at all for the rest of the semester, right? There's going to be at some point a threshold of something crossing where you're like, no, I'm convinced that method was good enough that it convinces you. What that threshold is when we try to study unseen phenomenon can be very difficult. The threshold for each person might be different. But that idea that if you test and you retest and that something keeps coming up and you can't quite explain why that is, there's a real threshold of proof, right? So when we talk about this is, I mean, probably not a good, I hate to say it, but probably not a great test, right? But the idea is if you can come up with a method to study those kind of unseen things and how that might become proof, right? It's understandable to other people that they're like, yes, I'm now convinced. It crosses that threshold of belief, right? So on Friday, we will talk about modern world, different methodologies of understanding different unseen phenomenon, okay? And we'll talk a little bit about the modern world rationale.